Hi, I'm Ralph, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be making the perfect omelet. Earlier this week I had somebody that I know who was watching one of my other videos say, you know what I'd really like to learn about? How to make an omelet. I just can't do it. It's really not very hard. I think it's going to make a great video, so let's get started. I've already started preheating my pan over here. On a scale of 1 to 10, I've got it set on about a 3. I've got some ingredients to mix in over here. I'm starting out with 3 eggs. I've got a paper towel that I've folded up, put on my countertop, because this is where we're going to be breaking the eggs, and I definitely do not want to get any raw egg on my countertop. Let's get started with that. Just kind of take it in your first 3 fingers and the thumb, just kind of give it a light wrap. Open it up, watch, make sure that you're not getting any eggshells in there. You don't have to add anything to the eggs at all, but some people like to, and what I like to add in is a little bit of whipped cream. Why whipped cream? Well, one, because if you look at the cans, generally they will be like 1 gram or less of sugars. And that's much better than putting in milk, half and half, 2% milk. The only thing less would be not putting anything at all in. But this is going to add a nice little distinct flavor. So let's get this started here. Gonna put a little bit in the bowl. Now, as you can see, I did not put very much in the bowl. Gonna break up those yolks. Start to whisk it up a little bit until that whipped cream is blended in with the eggs. Gunner, come here. This is why he gets excited. Come here, bud. Very good, okay. He loves whipped cream. If you have a dog, I think you will discover that they will become crackheads for whipped cream. Got this extra whipped up. Now, to my preheated pan, I'm adding about a pad's worth of butter here, about what you might use for spreading on a piece of toast. Make sure that goes all the way around the pan. Get it good and coated. Give this another little quick wisp. Then we're going to add it to the pan. And then we're going to cover it. Just for a few moments before we start adding the ingredients. What we want here is to have the bottom of the omelet starting to kind of come together, to gel a little bit. Become a little bit more solid before we start adding the ingredients in. This will be especially important if you're putting in something like spinach, because spinach, unless you put it in later in the process, will kind of turn your eggs green, which kind of reminds me of Dr. Seuss here. It'll still taste great. It's just going to look green if you add like spinach in too early. Now I've got the temperature set rather low because I do not want the omelet to get too brown on the outside. So we're kind of doing the low and slow thing here, just like we might with a steak. That's starting to look pretty darn good. So let's go ahead and start adding some of our ingredients here. I chopped up some mushrooms that we're going to scatter about. Now I made a strip steak on a previous video, and these are some of the leftover steaks that we had. Okay, occasionally from time to time, you may want to come over here, just kind of jiggle it about, make sure that the omelet is not sticking to the bottom of the pan. At this point, you can kind of move it around a little bit. but generally it's looking good. Put that over. Heat it up a little bit more before we're ready to put the cheese on. You can see it's starting to get a little bit of a film here on top. So it's about time we can start adding the cheese to it. It's set up enough. Gonna put a fairly generous amount on here. Let it heat up just a little while longer. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat to the pan entirely off because the pan's going to stay hot for a little while, and I don't want to overcook and burn the eggs. I want them to come out perfectly golden. This is looking really good right here. Okay, it's time to plate this omelet. Just going to kind of scoop it up a little bit, put it onto the plate, and it's time to flip. This is looking like a perfect meal. That is totally awesome. Served with a cup of coffee. Now, here is the finishing touch. We're going to turn this from a really good breakfast to a totally bougie breakfast by adding whipped cream to our coffee. Gunner heard that, came running. Come here. And there we have it. The perfect breakfast made with the perfect omelet. If you appreciate this and other content that we've done, please drop me a comment down below. Let me know what kind of ideas you would like to have done. And if you like this video, a like would be appreciated. Thanks very much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.